Allegory by Royce da 5'9". Royce da 5'9's 8th studio album is here. An allegory is a literary device or narrative in which a character, place, or event is used to deliver a broader message about real-world issues and occurrences. How does Royce weave this into the album? Does it follow up Book of Ryan well? How do we feel about it? Here's an honest review of Allegory by Royce da 5'9".
Allegory. The Allegory, or is it just Allegory?
The Allegory.
Yeah, you're right. The Allegory by
Don't
Royce
listen.
da 5'9".
Don't mess it up like I did the first time I read it.
What did you say?
The Allegory.
Oh.
I kept calling it that for I'm just like, no, Ace, come on now.
Let's sip some tea on that one. How you feel about this album artwork?
I think it's pretty dope. It's one of my favorite things about it. You know, you get the simple type of album covers that are like this, but, are real deep when you look into it. I like how, it has the United crossed out States of America because that speaks volumes. You got the dollar that's, burned off of it and everything like that. And, just other little subtle things about it that just makes it stand out. So I really like it a lot.
Yeah, I feel like that was key, the United being blocked out.
Yeah.
There's a couple other alterations that's going on. It has Allegory at the bottom. The numbers probably actually mean something because you see it's RO and then 5'9" at the end.
I just noticed that. I didn't notice that before. This note is known to divide and kill society.
Which is factual.
Then they got Detroit, Michigan on the other side. I didn't notice that either. Yeah, pretty dope.
Yeah, it's some really cool aspects to this project. It's just as deep as the album. There's a sentence right here that looks like it's upside down. I can't read it right now.
Yeah.
But it does say, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Flow of this project is Royce kind of doing a narrative, and he's using that narrative kind of to stream through all the songs together. Basically, it seems like he starts off from the aspect of a dope dealer all the way to kind of a super self-empowered, man that's kind of ready to make some changes.
The flow on this album is magnificent. I just gotta say that the way he started with the intro and then just read right into the dope man all the way out. I just really love how the flow kind of carried itself as several excerpts through a story of some sort. So I really enjoyed that.
Highlights, man. First of all, I just want to say the intro, Mr. Grace, it'll feel like you ain't doing enough. First of all.
Boy.
Crazy. I Don't Age came on, and I was just like, all right, this is what I'm talking about. The pockets, the one of the main things I love about Royce, and Eminem talked about it on the whole interview he did with Crooked Eye. He talked about how you never know what pocket Royce or Eminem's gonna fall, Royce or Crooked is gonna fall in, and that's 100% factual. You don't know what pocket Royce is gonna pick because he has a really unorthodox style, and he can just switch it at will. And throughout the project, you saw that. I Don't Age was crazy. Pendulum, he killed that. I love the way Ashley Sorelli, is that how you say that?
I believe.
How Ashley
Don't quote
Sorelli's
me.
voice sounds. It has a haunting vibe to it. I Play Forever, he straight killed that. On the Block, featuring Oswin Benjamin.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Fire.
That bar had me weak.
Raised off VR Troopers.
Ooh.
Power
Wishbone
Rangers.
and Power Rangers.
Yeah, yo,
Goodness.
yeah, fire. See, Thou Shall featuring his brother Kid Vicious. That was
that's
the
his
best
brother?
verse.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
that was the best verse I've heard
Good
from Kid Vicious
God.
since I've heard Kid Vicious. For Us By Us was dope. Upside Down featuring Benny the Butcher. They killed that joint. They were not playing around. I love that perspective skit featuring Eminem. It was really dope. I like Tricked and I Don't Like It. It's a dope lyrical song. It's got a really good message in there, especially for an up-and-coming artist. Black Savage is crazy. Rhinestone Durag should have been a full song. Right?
Yeah, it could have been.
And then the last three songs were really fire, man. Especially Hero featuring White Gold. I don't know. I didn't know I was going to enjoy that song. And it feels like a fitting kind of reply to Power from the last album.
Damn.
Because he's kind of he even mentioned it in the verse.
I didn't even think about it.
How his dad was you should have talked to me before you put that verse out about, how
I didn't even
how I treat
realize
the
that.
family.
Shit.
And it felt dope. And yeah. My People Free is fire, man.
Super fire, especially the shout outs at the end. I was just like, real talk. Mr.
Especially that Jamil Hill one. She be keeping it real all day.
Yes.
She'll lose her job over keeping it real.
This album, man, first off, I want to say, like, just starting off with that Mr. Grace intro and then having the Mrs. Grace interlude, I remember that video. Because, like, the whole time I was sitting here like, I know this. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, that's where it's from. So the fact that
when she was counting the rounds, she was blindfolded.
Yeah. So I was just like, just the fact that, you know, he used that as kind of like the fold into the format and the narrative of this album. I was just like, yo, that was really smart, because just of how the way he used it into the context and everything like that. And then going into Dope Man, like, I really just love how it set the tone for the rest of the album. I mean, I just really loved it, and I really love how he was spitting the bars at the end of it. It was just really, really dope. But then you go into I Don't Age, and, like, I agree with you. He just comes in out of nowhere. You don't never know where he's going to hit you. Just spitting ridiculous. Pendulum, I couldn't leave that song. I kept playing it back and forth. Like, I couldn't stop. I played that about 5 times before I went to I Play Forever, which was dope as well. The ice cream interlude. Every time I hear that story, I get just goosebumps, because it's just like, shit. The fucking ice cream truck. For real.
You ever listen to the song?
No, I haven't. To this day, I still haven't listened to this. I don't want to.
No, you need
Ever since I heard the story, even before this, I didn't never want to listen to it, just because of that.
When I first found out about it back then, I listened to it and I was just like, oh wow.
On the block, Osmond Benjamin. Need we say more? I mean, Royce too, don't get me wrong. But Osmond, man, good gosh. I'm so glad, you know, we found out about Osmond and everything like that. Yeah, man, that
Shout
verse
out to
was
Sway.
ridiculous. Man, shout out. That verse was ridiculous, man. Man, Osmond is just dope. A song that I actually like more now is actually Overcomer. In context of the album, though. Actually, just when we watched the music video, I didn't really care about it. But I think, you know, in context with the format of the album, I appreciated Overcomer more, just because, you know, this album is such a, like, lyrically dense album. The fact that I think I wasn't watching the music video and paying attention to more of the lyrics this time, I got more of appreciation for it. Last time I was like, I didn't like that there was no drums and it was just a repeated sample, but I actually like it more now, so I was a little surprised. And Westside,
you might need to check out some Griselda, man.
Pause. But Westside Gunn, he has this kind of like energy that's just really funny to me. That boom, 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 boom. Like, I don't know what it is, but I liked it on this track, this one. Same thing with Fubu and what's the one with Benny the Butcher, Upside Down. Like, they
There's
killed
a video
it.
for that.
For real? So they killed it. For real. Thou Shall, dope. Black Savage, already dope. You already know that. And Young World, I thought was really, really dope. I love the production on that one. And My People Free and Hero, fire. Sorry I took so long.
For those that say T.I.'s verse was weak on that Black Savage, just take that line, no possession, no apostrophe, and think about it.
It's not that people think it's weak.
Oh, no, I saw a comment.
Really? I think people just over T.I., but people don't really pay attention to him because of him. I know,
that
but
dude said no possession.
The whole damn song is called. Shit. They sleep. But, all right.
No possession, no apostrophe. That was fire.
Yes.
I was just sitting there just thinking, and I was just like, that makes no... Okay. Anyway, lowlights. I actually do have some. Dope Man. I didn't like how long it took to get started.
What? Come on. That was the perfect
It had
build
the cool
up.
sample. At that point, I felt starved of Royce. Because I was just like, goddamn, like, when you going to come in? And when it finally got there, I was just like, so... After hearing the album about 5 times, because I listened to it like 10, 15 times, I started skipping Dope Man.
Oh,
I would go straight to I Don't Age, because that shit was crazy. I Play Forever. Who put Graph on here?
Royce.
That verse was not, that was not it. I wasn't really
He
rocking
opened
with
it, right? Yeah.
I wasn't rocking with it.
Okay.
That I wasn't feeling that. You can keep overcome.
You
I
still don't like
I don't
it?
care what you say. All we did was sing, though. Like, I was so annoyed. I'm just like,
Boom, boom,
bro,
boom, boom, boom.
that stuff doesn't bother me. Yo, his voice, man.
Yeah.
West Side Gun's voice is so annoying, especially if you listen to a whole project of it. It's just like, whoa.
That I could not do.
What else? What else do I have up here that I want to complain about?
What did you like about Tricked?
Oh, Tricked.
Mhm.
The hook sucked.
Yeah,
It was bad.
it was kind of simplistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like
Tricked.
Yeah, I didn't like
No,
the
be
hook
with
at all.
Tricked. Yeah.
I like the message.
Yeah.
I like the verses because there was some actually really dope bars in there.
Yeah.
Not feeling the hook. The hook was weak. But yeah, I mean that's all I got for lowlights.
The only lowlights I would have is with I Play Forever. I do agree with you. I didn't really like that verse. Tricked, I agree with you with that as well. It's just the whole trick. But other than that, it was just the fact that Rhinestone Durag was not a full song. And really nothing else I can complain about. I do want to comment on the fact that I love when Royce says something, he'd be like, now Google that, because that motivates me to go Google it. I mean, I just
already
like
knew
that.
who Sarah Bartman was when he said it.
But I just like that aspect. And
I mean, it is dope though, because you probably should Google it.
yeah. And then I like when he says, I forgot how he said it in complete context, but he was just like, just because you own your masters don't mean anything.
Yeah, it's like if you need to work on the craft, not the wave, because
Yeah.
the wave's gonna change.
Yeah. So I like
work
those
on the craft
things.
because it's like owning 0% of nothing. Makes sense.
Yeah, makes perfect
But
sense.
you coming? Yeah, that
So
was
I like
that
those
shit.
little things he put in here. I thought that was really dope.
Final thoughts, man. Royce came through with a really good album. I had no doubts in my guy. He's a beast. If you ask me who the top 3 rappers are right now that's spitting, I'd say in no particular order.
Oh God.
Royce,
Okay.
Rap,
Mm-hmm.
Rap City,
Mm-hmm.
and M.
Ooh, they coming for you.
Where's Lil Wayne? He ain't on the list. All right. So Royce came through with a banger. I definitely expected it. He's been talking about the album. I knew it was gonna be fire after the videos. Once I heard Black Savage, I was just like, oh, he's on something. And he's been getting more political over the last couple albums. He's kind of had a couple songs that kind of address certain things. And I like that when you see that an artist is actually aging and you can hear the growth in the lyrics and the content and everything. It's really dope, and I love what Royce put together here.
Yeah, man. I was a big fan of Book of Ryan, so I was interested, not worried, interested to how this was going to come after that. And I think it offered another, deep kind of layer, if I'm not, no pun intended, into Royce's category. And I feel like, I love Book of Ryan because of what the subject matter had for that album. And I love the Allegory because of what the subject matter of this album have. I loved how he chose to present it, and I love the interludes that he just chose to add, and I just love the overall direction of it because to me it just sounds like one big old motion picture. Like I can see videos for each one of these songs. I can see a narrative flip through the whole story, just progressing through like a short film or feature film or whatever like that. That's what I can see in my head. That's how deep I think he constructed this. And after you listen to it 5, 6, 7 times, you get that vivid imagery in your head, in my opinion. So I really think he crafted something well with this.
Final grade. Super easy. It's a check for sure. It's probably going to go down as one of the top albums in 2020. I'm pretty sure that it's going to go down as one of the top albums of 2020, period.
Yeah.
I expect some fire to come out throughout the rest of the year as well. So that just tells you how confident I am in that statement.
Yeah, most definitely a check, man. There's more than enough to whet your appetite here, man. There's a lot of songs, even if you ain't a fan of Royce, that you go be a fan of on here. So most definitely check this out.